Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. We're back with issue 24 and it's time to take our Guardian Defenders to the battlefield as they're trying to rescue the Farseer, who is stuck out in no man's land and being pursued by Von Ryan's Leapers. So a nice interesting little scenario, just using the one game mat and using the Farseer, the Guardians, 3 Von Ryan's Leapers and some Termagants as well. So yeah, just gets us used to using our Guardian Defenders in games, so we can learn all their rules ready for when we play full-size Combat Patrol games with them. So, before we hit the table then, don't forget to do all the usual, like this video, subscribe to the channel and drop me a comment down below. Love hearing back from you guys and it goes a massive way to helping out the channel. Don't forget that Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock everything you need from new and used models for your different armies and even the different game systems out there. They also stock your hobby supplies and your gaming equipment as well. They're also stockists of Combat Patrol and previous partworks from Hachette, so check them out. There's a link in the video description for you, and who knows, you might find your next hobby project at a bit of a discount. It's game time. Let's bring the Guardian's wrath down upon the Tyranid enemy. Here we are then, back with issue 24, and it's battle time. So we've got ourselves a little bit of a mini scenario to play through. So we've got our Farseer plus our Guardian squad there. So Farseer Morian and Bayatine's Bright Warriors, respectively. Then we've got the Whispering ones, our Leapers, and we've got the All-Consuming Claws, our Termagants. So we are playing 4 turns, so I've got 4 squads of 3, which is how we are deploying our Termagants. So they're ready to come in for our game. So let's get this out of the way and we can dive into our rules section and cover what the scenario is actually about, and then we'll set up and play through it ourselves. So we can flip through our magazine to our play article. A little too far, just about. Boom, found it. So here we are, scenario 18, escape to victory. The Farseer has recovered vital intelligence by divining perilously close to the Tyranids, but it will all come to nothing if they can't make their escape. Guardian defenders rush forward as the Tyranids begin to swarm. Can the Farseer escape, or is the attempt doomed? Deployment. The Eldari player deploys the Farseer on the location shown. The Eldari player then divides the Guardian Defenders into 1 unit of 5 and 1 unit of 5 of a heavy weapon platform, and places them in the Eldari deployment zone. The Tyranids player deploys Von Ryan's Leapers on the location shown. During each command phase, the Tyranid player rolls a d3. On a result of 1 or 2, the player deploys a unit of 3 Termagants in spawn point 1 or 2, respectively. On a 3, they deploy 1 unit of 3 Termagants in both point 3 and 4. How to win. If the Farseer is able to reach the Eldari deployment zone and survive to the end of the 5th battle round, the Eldari player is the winner. If the Farseer is killed or if they are prevented from reaching the deployment zone before the end of the 5th battle round, then the Tyranid player is the winner. So we have a rather unique mission to play through, and yeah, it all depends a lot on luck and getting to our safety positions. So let's have a quick look at what we do here. So first off, the Eldari are going first, which is beneficial to them. At least they can make their moves and hopefully avoid going into the jaws of Tyranids. So we have the Eldari command phase. Although it is the Eldari command phase, the Tyranid player must spawn their unit of Termagants, rolling a 1 and 3 units upward at spawn point 1. After taking command point, the Eldari player has no further actions and then moves to their movement phase. So yeah, they move, leaving one squad stationary to fire the heavy weapon platform. Farseer advances out of the way of the Von Wise Leapers. Then the Eldari open up their shooting, managing to take out a Von Wise Leaper. It does mention the Farseer made an advance and unable to make any attacks with their ranged weapons. This is not true. He does have assault weapons, so he could be able to shoot if he wanted to. Then the charge phase, one unit of the Guardians decides to charge the Von Wise Leapers and somehow manage to slay another one of them. Yeah. And basically a fight to the death, which the Von Wise Leapers will probably surely win. A little quote here: "Let not the fear of death stay your hand, nor defeat your courage. The warrior who will prevail is the one who conquers death, who becomes one with death, as we have." And in the fight phase, you do your fights. So you also have a battle tip. It is vital that you are able to get your Farseer back to the deployment zone. So you should use your Guardian Defenders units to engage Tyranid troops and keep them away from the Farseer. However, your Guardian Defenders are far more effective and safer when engaging enemy at distance. So only do this as a last resort. To win this scenario, you will have to carefully plan and use all your resources. Then onto the Tyranids player. So they spawn another set of Termagants, this time rolling a 3. So they get a double spawn. They get their command point, then they go to their movement phase, so they can move all their units, then their shooting phase, then their charge phase if they want to, and then their fight phase. And we have another quote: "We can slay the Tyranids on our worlds, blast their fleets from space, grind their armies to torn and ruined fragments. But their hunger, this is beyond our ability to slay." And yeah, there's an example. So Termagants are spawned in and are able to move and shoot. Guardian Defenders are still holding out the zone ready for the Farseer to arrive. Another battle tip: so the Farseer is most vulnerable in the first few turns while they are separated from the Guardian Defenders. If you have the mobility or firepower, attack them with everything you've got. If they can outmaneuver you in the early game, try to engage the Guardian Defender units in close combat. This will force them to either fight or fall back, meaning that they will not be able to shoot at your units. So there we go, play through to turn 5, and then we got our usual victory over the other page. So I'll set up the battlefield and we will take our Guardian Defenders into battle for the first time. So here we are, all deployed and ready for battle. So as we are following the map in the issue, we have our Farseer here, Von Wise Leapers down here, and our 2 units of Guardians split out down here. Bunch them up a bit closer. So it doesn't actually specify who goes first in the guide. So what we're going to do the roll for it and hope fate chooses the red dice. Nope, fate does not choose the red dice. This could be a short turn. So with that, on to Tyranids. Turn 1. So first off, we spawn our Termagants. Ooh, 2 units at 3 and 4. Ouch. So we've already got a unit that can pose threat to the Guardians. And we gain a command point. So movement. We'll move 9, getting us close to the Farseer. And our Termagants, these will actually move like that. And these guys are just, you know what, we will move it like 2 inches so that we can attempt to shoot and charge. Onto shooting then. So our first unit of Termagants up here, shooting with their flesh borers, hitting on 4s, nothing. Second unit shooting on 4s, 2. Strength 5, tough 3, wounding on freeze. Only the 1. 6 up save for Guardians, so there's no AP. And no, 1 Guardian is down. Charges then. Leapers are going to charge into the Farseer. And with a 7 they're going to get in. And our turn we're going to also charge 6 for the first unit. And, ooh. Will a 2 actually be? No, it won't. So these at least get in with a 7. But the only fight we need to worry about is the Leapers. So that's 1 attack, that's 2 attacks, and another 6 dice is the 3rd attack. So Leapers striking on freeze. Ooh, Fate has been nice, we haven't done terribly too well. And we are strength 5, toughness 3 with Farseer, so freeze. And we got a command point, let's reroll that fail into success. There we go. The Farseer now has to dodge 3, 6, 9, 11 wounds. AP -1, so the Farseer only has a 6 up save, so it'll be on to the invulnerable save. I don't think we're going to survive this. Let's do this in batches. So 3, that's 2 wounds taken. He's got 3 left. So 1 free's gone, next 3 all saved. That's another 2. And the final 2, he needs to pass both of these. No, he's dead. So yeah, that went as quickly as I thought it would. It wasn't all that fair. I think it does benefit the Eldar going first. So what we'll do, we will reset up, and we'll do it as the magazine suggests, letting the Eldari go first. But what we'll do is, for the fun of it, we will call this as a Tyranid victory. But let's go for a reset. So here we go, Eldari turn. As it's the Eldari turn, we'll roll an Eldari dice for our termagants. Spawn point 2, which is down here. So 3 termagants have popped up. So it's on to command phase. We'll get a command point, which we'll need for the Farseer. So he's going to make an advance roll to try and get as far away from those Leapers as possible. Ooh, 6 plus 7 is 13. Unlucky for some. So if we put him there, his base is pretty much an inch. So that's his 13 movement. And as the guide does say, we can't actually shoot, but it's wrong because we do have assault weapons. So we can throw our singing spear, which will guarantee us hopefully a dead leaper because it's 3 damage. Sadly, no AP though. So it's single attack. Try again. That hits on a 6, strength 9. So luckily toughness 5, so it's not doubles, but 3 to wound. We'll use our command point, I think. So could have been useful for saving. And it wins, and I forgot to move my Guardians up. That's fine. Hopefully. So wounds, Leapers can save on a 4+. They can't. So straight 3 damage, that will kill a Leaper, will kill this guy off. Just so we still have 1 close enough. And moving on to the Guardians shooting, so we've got our Star Cannon, 2 attacks. Shooting at the leapers again, hitting on freeze. 1 success, 1 miss. Strength 8, tough 5, freeze. Just a success. -3, so 6 up invulnerable. Nope. 2 damage to a leaper. Then we got 5 shurikens, which are 2 attacks each, so that is 10 shots. Hitting on freeze. Ooh, that's a lot. Wounding on 5, so we're strength 4. And 2, -1. So 4 up down to a 5 up. Fails both, 1 damage each. So kills a leaper and puts a wound on the remaining leaper. Bye. Then we got our remaining 10. Remaining 5 guardians who again get 10 shots. 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Can we end the last leaper's life? Hitting on freeze. 8 successes. And wounding on 5. 1. Can he save on a 5? He can't. So there's another damage. So he's only got 1 wound left. So we did some damage. But now it's the Tyranids' turn. So we get the spawn of Unit Termagants. Again, spawn point 2. And onto our movement phase. Oh, so gain a command point and battle shock. Fail, so they are battle shook. So our termagants can move 6 and they can advance and shoot. So we get a 3. Nice, giving us 9 for our first unit. Second unit will go down this way. Only getting a 2, so 8. And our leaper will move 6 towards the Farseer. So, shooting phase, we've got just in range there. Hitting on 4s, 1. Wounding on 3s, wounded. 4 up in vuln, saved. And these guys are way out, I think. So 12 there. Yeah, they just fall short, sadly. So they can't actually shoot. An extra 1 inch would have got them in range. So, charge phase, leaper into the Farseer. He's definitely in. So, our leaper is in. He gets his 6 attacks. Could end the Farseer if he's lucky. Hitting on freeze. He's not lucky. Well, Farseer is. Wounding on freeze. Oh, didn't wound. Ouch. Farseer strikes back. So he attacks with his spear. 2 attacks, hitting on 2s. That's still a miss. Wounding, strength 3, 5 5s. Oh, we got a wound. Can a leaper save? 4+. He can't. He's dead. So yeah, definitely the Eldari going first is the best way to play this scenario. So now we just have to hold out against waves and waves of termagants. So I'm going to be playing this out, but you'll probably be seeing this in fast forward. So here we go with Eldari, turn 2. On to Eldari. Turn 3. And the end of turn is turn 3. We are just barely surviving, mainly due to a lot of bad dice rolls. But here we go. It's Eldari, turn 4. Got so excited, I forgot to mention we're in turn 5. So we've just finished shooting. No charges. On to Termagant's turn then. So, the final battle round, we get a double spawn. So, command points all over. I think the Farseer is going to survive, so this will probably be an Eldari victory. See battle shot. He is. Skullboy. And with that end of turn 5, it is a Eldari victory as we have the Farseer back in the deployment zone. So yeah, you can go on whichever victory you prefer, but I think I'm going to go with the first playthrough as it was the initial result of the roll-off. So yeah, there we have it. Right, back to the magazine then. We'll give you the victory speech and we'll see what's in our future combat patrols. So there we have it. It was a Tyranid victory going on our first playthrough, but it barely got past turn 1, so it doesn't really count. So we're going to count it anyway, because why not? So, Tyranid victory. The last Eldari Guardian falls, their mission failed and their prize lost. The Tyranids keep swarming until every last inch of the battlefield is overrun with Xenos creatures. The hive mind knows that the Eldari will seek out their lost warriors' spirit stones, and the Tyranids are numerous enough to make it cost them dearly. Very interesting. But what would we have had if we had gone for the full playthrough's victory, which is an Eldari victory? We would have had, under a withering hail of shuriken fire, the last Tyranids retreat, and the warriors of the Eldari prepare to move back into safer territory. With the new knowledge brought back by their brave Farseer, they are one step closer to victory over the Tyranids, a force so deadly that even the slightest advantage is eagerly sought. So there we have it. Pick your victory ending, whichever you prefer. So, what's in our next combat patrols? Well, issue 25 is a paint issue, but it's two rather handy paints. We have liquid gold, otherwise known as non-oil, makes every model look pretty much masterpiece, which is going to be used on the whites, the carapace, and on our space marines. We also get Caliber Crimson, which is going to be used on the pinks, the flesh of the Tyranids, and that's pretty much it. And we also get a shade brush with that issue, so a very handy brush, allows you to apply a lot of paint to a lot of area very quickly. And as we are going to be pretty much covering the entirety of our Tyranid models with Caliber Crimson, we just need to try and avoid any eyes. It's going to be a very handy brush, especially when it comes to the larger models. We have Tyranid Faction Ability Tutorial. We also get a very nice in-depth paint guide and some new lore articles as well. Very interesting to me, though, is issue 26, the latest addition to the Eldari Force, which is the mighty Wraithlord. Can't wait to build and paint this guy. But he's going to be a towering monstrosity. So we learn about the Wraithlords, we learn about the importance of spirit stones, we learned about aspect warriors, and we get to try out just how monstrous this guy can be in an endless tide of Tyranids. Can he survive till turn 5, or will he be brought low by the endless amount of slashing claws? We'll find out in a couple of issues' time, but as for me, I'm going to go and wash all my models with our new shade paints. And I'll show you how to apply these paints to one Space Marine, one Tyranid, and one Eldari model later on camera when we come around to filming that issue. But that's it all for this issue. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you found this very helpful. And all I have to say is thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time on more Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.